there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. What the sexual shadow world ultimately represents. And that's one thing. Truth. Truth. Particularly a woman's true nature. And ultimately it allows a man to express his true nature, particularly in the sexual realm. Now, a couple things. There's actually, when I talk about the shadow world, it's strictly about sexual nature, but there's actually several shadow worlds. There's several. But let me just be clear. I'm just strictly talking about the sexual shadow world. I ain't talking about the underworlds of like sex trafficking or stuff like that. Even though that could play a part, or, the underworld of high crime or even shit on the dark web. I'm just talking about a woman's true sexual nature. And just to be clear, because I had a couple people somebody comment and say, is it demonic? Well, no more so than, honestly, no more so than, a black man being killed by somebody's knee on their neck, or no more so than an innocent woman sleeping in her bed being killed by some cops. And those cops haven't been arrested. If they ain't demonic, I don't know what is. So it's no more so. But what it ultimately is just truth. See, here's the problem in this world, right? Here's the problem in this entire world. People wearing masks. People they putting on a face. And I've talked about this before. People have ultimately two faces. A social face and a sexual face. A social face and a sexual face. And that they are actually very different. And see, because socially, somebody, like, particularly since we're in this space, I'm talking about a woman's true face. Like, socially, she could be a soccer mom, or she could be in the church, she could be a school teacher, but sexually she's something else. And one thing with knowledge of the shadow world, experience of it, it gives you the ability to see through the social face and see her true face, that sexual face. And that's very important, because understand something with women. Understand something very important, especially when they are looking at a man. That sexual face always plays a part, even if it doesn't have anything to do with the woman actually getting with him. It could be just good customer service or something. It could be hiring you for a job or something. Women are always doing it. It could be voting for somebody. Seriously. It affects everything because it's still there. Somebody might have a mask, but who their true self is still underneath there. Regardless, it's not going anywhere. Because, see, and the reason why that shadow world on that level, that particular one even exists, is so women can freely show their sexual face. Because let's be real out here, let's be real. Most men can't handle it. Most men want to have their heads in the sand. And that was actually a shock to me when I really saw that. Because I was just like, I thought men, or at least the men I grew up around, they had no problems dealing with reality or a woman's true nature. They had no problems with it, but I'm seeing a lot of men do. They got fantasies. We in this space, people want to call themselves red pill, but let's be real. A lot of ciphers in this space. They blue pill. They want everything. They know it's an illusion, but they want that illusion. They want that social face. But that's not even safe. That's not even good for anybody. You can get burned by that sexual. If you can get burned because you can't see the woman's sexual face. Because you got a lot of women out there, they'll get a guy who only sees her social face, right? He'll get the social face and she'd be like, oh no, I gotta wait a while. I gotta wait 90 days. Or something like that, right? Or I don't do things like that. Even if you had sex with, oh no, I don't put my mouth on a man's penis. Be saying all that stuff. Or we gotta wait to have sex, or you gotta spend this money. Meanwhile, the man she expresses a sexual face with, shoot, she ain't like just taking the penis, she taking his dick in all her orifices. All of her orifices. And shit, some of them might be taking 2 or 3 men at the same time, getting a train ran on them. I'm just being raw. And I might be cool with her. You know? Or she might have some ways she might need to get off. She might be like, well, she need that guy who's going to spank her. Or tie her up or something. That's the sexual face. That's her true nature. But see, you get some guys, they don't know that. They'll marry the woman for the social face and she'll play along. You know? But, you know, I got a podcast coming this week where I do the My Bad thing, so I ain't even gonna put it in, right? But a lot of guys don't want to understand. See, you need to understand it, and the only way you could truly see it, because you get people telling you, but I'm gonna just be real. There's a lot of people say they telling you about it, they never experienced it. And they heard it from somebody else who didn't experience it, and then guys still get burned. Y'all be surprised how many people hit me up privately talking about something that they're women, or they broke up, the woman left, they caught her cheating or something like that. And a lot of that stuff you can see before you even like think about marrying her. Now let me be clear on that. There's still marriageable women out here, but usually the most marriageable ones are the ones that would show the man they with their sexual face. And I would tell any man, don't marry a woman unless you know you seeing her sexual face. Because anything, if she hold back or anything like that, and trust me, one thing about a woman's sexual face, they down for whatever. And there's a lot of that. In fact, that's why the shadow world exists, so they can do their thing. They can do their thing. But see, too many guys want to be, some guy, it's not even simping. It's not even simping. It's some blue pill shit. It's some fantasy stuff. You know? And it's not demonic at all. It's just human nature. Because understand, so many, the whole culture really, most cultures on the planet try to just control the sexual nature for the benefit of, I ain't gonna say the word non-select. This one of those times I'm gonna use the word betas. Let's just be real with it. You give women a real choice, they're gonna mess with alphas. If you give them a real choice. But see, other men wanted to get in there, so a lot of things evolved to control that nature. And now what the woman doing is really showing it. And the only way to solve it is to raise your own ability. That's why, that's the main thing with my books. People got some issues and be on here trying to talk about some select versus non-select. The word versus ain't in my damn book. The whole point of it is to raise your status, to raise who you are, to develop yourself into that man who can at least have some control in his sexual relationships. Because once you know what you're dealing with, then you got control. You got power. Because knowledge is power. Knowledge applied is power. But see, a lot of guys too many men want to live on some fantasy and then wonder why nothing's changing. And I'm like, well, you're dealing with that fantasy. You're not dealing with reality. That's the whole thing. You're not dealing with reality. That's what you got to deal with. That's what you got to deal with. You got to deal with reality up in this building. And that's the reality. Because once you understand it, then everything cool. Once you understand it, you can look at a woman and say, hey, you know what? You don't have to hold back with me, baby. I'm good with it. That's why I say don't judge it. Shoot, they may be like, ooh. Seriously. But a lot of guys don't want to hate thinking all this other stuff. I was like, okay, keep thinking that shit. If you marry a woman that only wants to have sex with you once a week, even if you get her pregnant, you better test that baby out. No, I'm serious too. I'm serious. Well, she take 3 hours to go to some store that's like a minute away from your house. Yeah, I know women take their time there or something. Shit. Or she a little bit friendly to that guy who just cut your grass for you. Yeah, okay. But see, once you understand that you're in a position of power. Now, first of all, too, like, let's get out that thing that sex is evil. Anybody think that is sexually repressed and you got bigger issues? No, because you wouldn't be sitting here but for sex. Let's just be real. If you listen to this, you here because your mama got the legs open for your father. You gotta be real with it. And he probably did all that freaky stuff that you couldn't imagine women doing. Your mama's a female. So, I mean, seriously. It's just the reality. Just be prepared to deal with it. But once you do it, you're empowered. See, that's the thing. Once a man really knows, he's the one who's empowered, because then you got a choice of how you want to deal with somebody. You also see through it. Because one thing women tell me, they always say, women like my eyes. And they say, Rom, it look like you're looking right through me. Yeah, I am. Like women, some women, when they in my presence, they don't even bother lying. They just tell me whatever. That's because I seen it. Now, seriously, that's the thing. And you don't get upset. What you do is like get rid of those illusions. Face reality. That's what it means to be a man. You got some grown ass men. Some biologically grown men who just act like their head is in the sand. Seriously, I've actually commented on. I actually said that on some dumbass comments that I ain't feel like deleting, because I said I needed to make a point. I need to put somebody's head on a pike. Seriously, it's a damn shame. It is what it is. It is what it is. Just be like, okay, how can I turn this to my advantage? And men who understand that, they can all say, this is to my advantage. I'm dealing with the woman on my terms. Because you already know what's up. You keeping your money in your wallet. Because you got some guys out here, so many guys getting played. And I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real. A lot of guys who call themselves red pill, they only one blowjob away from becoming blue pill. One blowjob away. Because they don't understand a woman's, they think they understand a woman's nature. Too many don't. Too many don't. Or they get caught up. All that woman had to do was be like a 7 or cute or something. And they don't understand. All of a sudden their wallets are empty and shit. Getting played. Even some guys traveling, they getting straight played. Because they don't understand the game. Because I'm gonna tell y'all the woman's game. They understand that most men don't understand about the shadow world or a woman's true sexual nature. But they understand a man's nature who wants that certain look and everything. That certain something. And they play right into the fantasy that a man will have. It's like, nah. I'm gonna tell you what, with me, I ain't had the luxury of growing up like that, I ain't had a luxury. So, yeah. So I'm just telling you, that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point. Embrace reality, because once you do, you become empowered. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll talk to y'all. Wait a minute, let me see. This thing, I'll cock out. Anyway, talk to y'all. Peace.